Welcome to the Fans of Fiction channel. This story is called The Seventh Hunter. That morning, 7 men ventured into the woods. They were longtime friends, connected through years of hunting adventures, stories shared over whiskey-soaked campfires, and experiences etched in gunpowder and layers of pine needles. They had tracked elk in Montana, chased bears in Alaska, and even pursued mountain lions in the Rockies. However, this journey was unlike any other. It was Dean's idea, a secluded area known as Black Pines, unspoiled, uncharted, and even shunned by the locals. "Are you certain this place is legal to hunt?" Caleb questioned as they loaded their gear into the trucks. Dean smiled. "Absolutely legal, just overlooked." "Yeah, for a good reason," Ben muttered, eyeing the dark outline of the forest ahead. "People say folks go missing out there." "Just tales," Marcus replied dismissively, slamming the door of his truck. "Ghost stories and rumors from the Hicks." Yet as they ventured further into Black Pines, their laughter dulled. The trees were denser here, ancient. They were met with silence, lacking the usual birdsong. No squirrels scampered in the branches. Even the wind was still, as if the forest was in a state of quiet anticipation. They trekked 6 miles deep, far exceeding where even the boldest hunters would tread. By late afternoon, they established camp in a clearing surrounded by towering evergreens that obscured the sky. They built a fire, pitched their tents, and cracked open some beers. For a moment, the atmosphere lightened. Night descended swiftly. As the men passed around a bottle of bourbon, swapping stories in the flicker of the firelight, James, normally quiet and observant, stopped mid-sentence in shock. "Hey, everyone," he murmured. "Take a look." All eyes turned toward the forest edge. There, nestled between two sturdy trunks, floated a pair of crimson eyes, not reflecting light but genuinely glowing, as if emanating their own light. They were positioned too high for a wolf or bear, too far apart to belong to a human. And they did not blink. They simply stared. "What on earth is that?" Caleb hissed, lifting his rifle. "Don't shoot," Dean replied in a low voice. "It could be an animal. Let's avoid escalating things." The eyes blinked and then disappeared. A moment later, a chill wind picked up, feeling unnatural and frigid. The fire flickered violently. Then there came a whisper, low, guttural, and in a tongue they did not recognize. It swirled through the trees like a breeze laced with words. "No way," Ben muttered, retreating toward his tent. "I'm not dealing with this Blair Witch stuff." That night, none of them could find sleep. Branches cracked in the woods. Something large prowled around the campsite. Once, Marcus believed he saw a shadowy figure among the trees, tall and twisted, reminiscent of a man on bent stilts. When he called out, it darted into the darkness with an unsettling speed. By 3 a.m., they were huddled around the fire again, rifles at the ready, staring into the dark with wide, weary eyes. The woods buzzed with inexplicable sounds, laughter, sobbing, something that mimicked a baby's cry, yet wasn't. Then the whispering returned, closer this time. By dawn, a gray mist had settled into the clearing. The sun rose, but the trees obscured it. The fire had long gone out, and Lance was missing. His tent had been violently ripped apart, the canvas torn to shreds. Everything he needed was untouched. His boots, rifle, and jacket remained. Yet there were no footprints, no signs of a struggle, only a dark, tar-like substance on the ground where he had slept, giving off a foul odor reminiscent of decay and metal. They searched tirelessly for hours. Dean took the lead into the forest, calling out Lance's name, firing warning shots and marking trees with orange tape to guide them back. The forest seemed to shift around them, paths intertwining in bizarre ways, as if something was deliberately leading them astray. At one moment, James pointed to a tree with a mark and said, Didn't we see that before? Ben turned white. That's my marker. We just circled back around. By lunchtime, the eerie whispers returned. This time, they were uttering names. Their names. One after another. And then Lance's voice resonated through the woods, pleading from deep within. Guys, help me. They bolted. They abandoned their tents, supplies, and everything except their rifles and their grip on sanity. It took them the entire day to find their way back to the trucks, though they couldn't explain how they managed it. GPS devices malfunctioned, compasses would not stabilize. Yet somehow they stumbled back to the clearing where they had originally parked. Then they continued on without a word, not speaking until they reached the nearest town hours later. Dean contacted the sheriff and submitted a report. Lost in the woods, they recounted. We got separated at night. Couldn't find him. The official account was straightforward. Lance was presumed dead, with no body recovered. The locals exchanged knowing glances but remained silent. Some whispered prayers when the name Black Pines was mentioned. The 5 hunters never shared the true details of what had transpired, but they ceased hunting from that day forward. They stopped drinking. Marcus relocated across the country. Caleb never ventured outside after dark again. And Dean? Dean returned. By himself. No one ever laid eyes on him again. Some believe that Black Pines continues to crave something, that the creature with red eyes that moves among the trees isn't just a being, but a curse, a price that must perpetually be paid in flesh. 7 entered the woods, 6 returned, and each year since, someone hears a voice calling from the forest, "Help me. Please, it's so dark," but none who respond ever return. Thank you for watching. A new video will be uploaded daily on the Fans of Fiction channel.